What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me today. So today we are going to be doing a full tutorial on how to get yourselves a shiny den. I am currently streaming on twitch.tv/former1. We stream every day, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 5:30 or 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're watching this on the Discord, thank you for joining the Discord. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to check me out on Twitch and on our Discord. Everything will be posted below. So here we are at the Lapras Den. So the very first thing, this is for the Gmax Lapras. So the very first thing that you have to do whenever you are doing a den is you need to go to your options. Alright, so first thing you need to do is you need to make sure that your autosaves are turned off. This is the biggest and most crucial thing that everyone needs to make sure that you do first off. Because if you have autosaves turned on, then you will not get a shiny den. It's not that autosave makes it impossible to get a shiny den, it just makes it so that it's a lot harder to get it because it's going to save over something that you don't want it to save over. So make sure your autosaves are turned off. Second thing you need to do is that you need to get yourself a purple beam. So need to get there. Hold on. Alright. So the very first thing you need to do once you turn off your autosaves is that you need to make sure that you get a purple beam. Also, you do not have to have a purple beam. The purple beam is merely to get to the Gmax mons. So before you even start getting your purple beam, turn your text speed to slow. Then you're going to save your game right in front of your den. It's going to ask you if you want to throw in a wishing piece. You're going to say yes. Immediately after you say yes, you're going to hit your home button. You're going to hit the home button, you're going to go back to your home screen. Now, I did it a little bit too quick, so you have to like click back in just to see it, but you want to see the beam. If it's red, you're going to close your game. If it's purple, you're going to go back into the game and let it save. Now, because you're hitting yes, it thinks that you're saving right in front of your den again. And it's saving that wishing piece. To do this, you only actually need one wishing piece. You do not need any more than that. So keep that in mind. All you need is one wishing piece. That's all you need to do this entire process. Is one wishing piece and a lot of time and patience. So once you've thrown in your wishing piece, you want to see what beam it was. So I didn't actually get the chance to see it, so we're going to go back in real quick and see it. So lucky enough for us, I got the purple beam on the first try. So for that, I'm going to go right back into my game. It's going to save over that wishing piece now. So that wishing piece is gone. So the one wishing piece I had is now gone. So we got our purple beam. Now, once you get the purple beam, you want to save your game. Well, it's already saved, but I like to save again, just to make sure that everything's done. So we save again. Now we're going to go into the den. So we have Avalugg here. So we're going to switch mons real quick. We're going to pull out our shiny 100 Charizard, and we're going to not invite others. So we go into the den. Alright. From here, we now have to defeat the den. We have to defeat the den, and we have to catch this Avalugg. So basically, whatever den you're doing, once you get your purple beam, go into your den and catch the very first mon that shows up. Don't skip anything forward. Go and capture den mon number 1. Okay? You're going to capture the very first den mon that shows up. Give it a few minutes here for us to beat this thing. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Keep in mind, guys, that this process does not always come at the very first beam. There's been times where it took me an hour to get a purple beam. It's been times where it was the very first time. So it kind of depends. It can go either way. It can kind of go all over the place. So just be aware of that, so that it does kind of take time for these things to happen. Also, just be aware as well that this process is not easy, fast, or honestly, it's not even that complicated. But it's very time consuming, and it can take a while. For us, it's actually not going to take too long, because one of the most aggravating points to do the shiny den is going to be very simple for this tutorial basis at least. But whenever you guys do it, it is going to be a little bit harder, and that's going to be the doo-doo bot. And I'll talk about that more once we get to it. So let's just focus now on defeating the Avalok. I've already got it about half done, so it won't take long here. Yeah, it's at half health. Burning from our flames. The hail just takes and makes. Of course, he turned on his hail, so it's gonna. Oh, excuse me. It's gonna take a little bit longer to get through it. Pop his shield. And flamethrower from this Salazzle should kill it. It does. Alright, so now that we've defeated our Avalok, we need to capture it. Now, it doesn't matter what you capture it in, but because you're the host, it doesn't matter what mon it is, you're going to capture it. Hosts get 100% capture. And remember this also for whenever you get your shiny den. Now, here's the thing too. If you want to get any one specific mon out of your den, you're going to want to roll your den. If you want just any shiny and you don't care, then you don't have to re-roll your den. If you're looking to host your den, you will have to roll it. If you want to only get the Gmax mon, you're more than likely going to have to roll it. So keep that in mind too, and I'll talk about what rolling means whenever we get to that point. Alright, so the beam is gone. At this point, do not save. That is the biggest thing. You do not want to save here. So once you've completed that, once you've done that, give me a second here, you're going to go to a website that I am going to put in the description, but it is just a bunch of numbers. Give me 1 second. I'm going to put it into chat real quick for those following along on Twitch, and then I'm going to add it as a text on the screen right now for those watching later. Okay, so you're going to go to this website, which just looks like it's just a bunch of numbers. But that's where you want to go. And then let me show you where it takes you. It will take you to this website. This is what it looks like. All it says is seed check and default trade code and all of that. Oh, goodness. So you go to that website, and then you'll go to here. As you see, this is the doo-doo bot. It's called doo-doo bot because there are now, lucky enough, there are 3 bots that do this now. It used to only be 1, so it used to actually take a lot longer than it does now. But there's 3 bots that will instigate a trade with you in game. Now, once you will actually do this, it's a little bit simpler. So give me 1 second while I get our doo-doo bot set. So what you'll do is you're going to enter in, you're going to go to your Ycom, you're going to connect to the internet, connected. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to do a link code, or link trade. Then you're going to set a link code. Now on the on my screen, I'm actually going to be using a different code because I have a priority code that I can use. But what you guys are going to put in is you guys are going to put in the 9162. You're going to put in 9162. If it ever would change, DoDoBot posts it on this website. See how it says default trade code on in the middle there? That's what. Always check that first, because that is the code that it is using. So all three of those bots are connecting to that code. So give me 1 second to put in my priority code real quick. Okay, that's not working. That didn't work. Try code. Hopefully this code still works. Yeah, okay, I got that working. So, I'm going to put in my code in the YCOM that I wanted to use, which is 3514, but you remember, you guys are going to be using 9162. 9162. So then let's go back to our Elgato to show that trade partner has been found. Now, this is going to be the most tedious part for you guys. So for me, it's going to be a really quick, but on the top corner, where it has the trainer name, you want to look for doo-doo. Whenever you get doo-doo, that's whenever you want to select the mon that you captured in the mon that you captured from the den. Once you've connected to doo-doo, and this is like I was saying, so this is going to be one of the longest and most tedious parts of the entire process, is actually connecting to the doo-doo bot. You will do this multiple times before you ever connect to doo-doo. Yes, there's 3 of them, but there are thousands of people who are going to be doing this method and trying to connect to the same bot. So you're going to connect to a couple other people, and that is okay. Just keep that in mind. It is okay if you connect to other people, but whatever you do, and most of the time they're going to disconnect from you anyways, like DoDoBot did for me, and that's what you want that. Once you connect to doo-doo, you want to make sure that you select the mon that you captured in your den, and you want to make sure you do it before it disconnects. So it's going to disconnect from you within like 10 to 15 seconds. Now, once you've connected to doo-doo and you've tried to trade off the mon that you captured, alright, then you're going to see, like, for example, Shane used a Dotler, and he gave it a seed code. You know, these seed codes. Every time it's going to be different. So give me a second, and I need to show you the next part. Alright, so once you've got your seed code, so the seed, once it's posted on DoDoBot, you're going to want to copy and paste it. Now remember, this really only works on the computer, which Mac or Windows, but then you're going to want to go and you're going to look up Raid Finder. Raid Finder it's an app, and I'm going to show it to you here just in a second. It's this. It's called Raid Finder. So once you find Raid Finder, or once you get Raid Finder, all you have to do is paste your seed code that you got from DoDoBot right here where it says RNG info. You're going to paste your seed code. Then, and it doesn't even matter, you don't have to change your den. That it's not a big deal if you don't, but just since we are doing that, all right. So since we'll just go through it. It's fine. We need to go back to Cerebi. I'm looking for what den this is. We're looking for the Lapras den on Cerebi. Like I said, it really does not matter. I guess I don't have to do it on Cerebi. I need to just go to town map. We are in the giant seat. Alright, so let's go back to this. I will post a link to find Raid Finder in chat after we go through here a little bit, and then once and I will also post it in the description of the video. Okay, giant seat. Giant seat, and then we just go through. We'll change this to rare, and then we go through these until we find okay, it's not any of those ones. Okay, like I said, this doesn't really matter. You can do this, but you don't have to do this. Basically, if you want to specifically know, it's not even working right anyways. Alright, so den does not matter. The only thing that really matters is your seed. So you'll get your seed from DoodooBot, you'll paste it into here. Then you're going to come over here where it says shiny, and you're going to change that. Oh, you can actually just keep that as other. Well, any. Well, we'll just change that to star square. We'll change it to star square. Yeah, you don't want to use any, you want to use star square. That's going to tell you then it's only going to generate your shiny den from there. So then, once you get that in, it's going to start with initial frame 1, which is the Avalugg, and then max results as 100, it's what it's going to start at, so it's only going to show the first 100 frames. So you'll hit generate, and nothing popped up, so my shiny is not within the first 100 frames. Go up here, add another 0, so now you're looking at through the first 1000 frames. You'll hit generate, so it's not in the first 1000. Then we want to go to 10,000, generate. Okay, so the very first shiny frame in this den is 1059 frames away. Okay? From here, we will, give me a second, and I will pop back up on, alright, we're going to pop back up over here. Alright guys, so you're going to go back into your game. Remember, do not save. Whatever you do, do not save. You're already saved in front of your purple beam, okay? So you go in here, close your game. Just close it completely. Then what you're going to want to do, go into your system settings, go down to date and time. Then you're going to turn off synchronized clock via internet. Make sure that's turned off, okay? If it's turned on, you cannot change your frame. So I'm actually going to, and it's easier too if you set it, I like to set mine real early, so like 12:01 a.m., because then you don't have to worry about anything there. And I like to set it at the January 1st of whatever year. The year doesn't matter. All that matters is that you're advancing by at least one day. Now that's the biggest thing too. Now we're gonna, okay, let me retract. Now we're going to go back into the game. Once we've turned off synchronize, we're going to go back into the game. Alright, so alright, now we've reloaded into the game, we are now looking at our shiny, we're not at the shiny yet. We are looking at our purple beam. So once we've gotten our purple beam, we are now going to be skipping frames. Now, the process of skipping frames means that you will be moving through, you're going to be moving forward one day at a time. Now, there are several methods on how to do this, and I'm talking about the offline day-by-day skip, and then the versus online day-by-day skip. Now, I know that Game Freak is punishing people who use the versus skip if you're doing it wrong. Now the versus skip, you have to go to your main menu. You go into versus, and then you'll do Battle Stadium. You'll click on Battle Stadium. I'm not actually going to do this method, I'm just going to show you what it is. So you'll go in here, you can do either casual or ranked. I know that the ranked works best, I believe, but here's the thing, if you do it, make sure you finish the battle. There are people who try to do it really quickly, and so they join the battle and then they leave immediately after they get in. Don't do that. It'll work, but don't do it because it's going to punish, Game Freak will punish people that's been doing that method. So we're going to do the offline method. So remember guys, we're 1059 frames away. So I'm actually not going to be able to get to our shiny frame in this video. It's going to take too long. So I like to stay on offline, which it's still showing people from online. But what you'll do then is you'll go into your options. Well, hold on. Yeah. Alright. So you'll go into your options, and you're going to change your text speed to fast. Again. And then you also just make sure that your autosaves are turned off. So then you'll hit invite others. You'll go into your system settings, go to date and time, change the day forward 1. Now, I know that there was a method that you can move multiple days at one time. However, I tried it several different times and it does not work. Some people have gotten it to work. I have not gotten it to work once following Blaine's video. If you are still confused after this tutorial, then make sure that you go on and watch Blaine's video on YouTube. So this is Mr. Rhyme here. Mr. Rhyme is now frame number 3. Okay, so every mon that you see pop up on the den is a new frame. The frame means the mon that appears. Now, if you are wanting to get all of the shinies out of the den, so you want to encounter all the mons that possibly are available, or you're looking to host this den for other people, then you're going to want to do a rolling method. So whenever you roll, basically you are going to save the game 4 frames before your shiny den. So on this one, our shiny was 1059. So I would want to save at 1055. So whenever I get to 1055 frames, I would then save my game. Now, um, you'll save there, and then you'll do this method right here, which is you'll skip through your date, and you're gonna do it until you're gonna get to your 1059th frame. Now, your first 3 mons are always going to be the exact same mons. So that's actually really good, because then you can remember, okay, after this one is the after this one is going to be our shiny frame. So look out and make sure that this is the one that we're at. So, and then your 4th mon will always change. Your 4th mon always changes. So that's why you want to save 4 frames before your den, your shiny den. So then you get it, you re-roll, and then boom, you have your shiny den. Then you can have multiple and roll and roll. Now, keep in mind, if you want to get all the shinies and you only have 1 switch, you need to make a friend that's going to join every single one of the raids with you, catch them on, and then trade it. Okay? So, whenever you do that, they will have to catch them on. Now, the biggest thing is, you do not capture the mon. If you capture the mon, the den will disappear. If you save the game after you catch them on, the den is gone. You then have to start the entire process over again. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you have 2 switches, perfect. Then you can use both switches. You just capture it on your 2nd switch, trade it over to your main switch later. That's great, dandy, and perfect. Just so you know, I'm using a bot to do this, so I'm not even keeping track of the frames. I'm gonna restart this off the video and stuff. But yeah, so that's the basis of it, guys. Now, if you are looking and now say that you're rolling and you're getting all these shinies and you've encountered everything except the Gmax Mon, and you're ready to just set the Gmax Mon. Like you re-rolled and you finally got the Gmax Mon. So on this one, say we got to Gmax Lapras. So all you would have to do then, whenever you get to Gmax Lapras, is you can all you would do is you would stop rolling. You would go in your menu and you would save before entering in the Gmax Lapras. So you rolled it, you hit Gmax Lapras. You're like, I'm done rolling. I'm done hosting it for all the other mons. I only want to host shiny Gmax Lapras. You can save right in front of the Lapras, and it will stay as shiny Gmax Lapras. Biggest thing, and this is what happened to me very recently. I made a mistake. Now, how the Nintendo works with this game and how the raids work. So your raid will change frames every 24 hours that advances. Every 24 hours that advances naturally. So say you aren't playing your Switch for a while and it gets to 24 hours later. Whenever it hits 24:01 and the date moves forward, or it's 24 hours and 1 minute later, your den has just moved forward. So if you are saved 4 frames out and your Switch decides it's gonna move forward and you don't get on your Switch, and all you got to do is you open up your Switch, just go to date and time. Say you're not gonna play that day, just go into your Switch, go to date and time, and just adjust the hour by a day, or an hour by an hour, or something. Or you don't even have to open Pokemon. You don't have to do that. Just go in, go to date and time, change the date, change the hour, and you're good. You're golden. It's not going to change then. So make sure you do that, because the other day I was re-rolling for Shiny Garbodor, and I was doing it for stream, and I didn't get to my Switch on Sunday until it was like 25 hours after I had already been on. So I had been on, and then I realized it skipped forward a frame. So whenever it skips forward a frame, you only get to move forward to the third frame. And remember, the first and the second and the third frame after a save is always the exact same. So if this happens to you, the mon on your third frame is your shiny, and that den is then stuck on that shiny. Now, let's go back to our raid finder real quick. So you're on raid finder. It gives you multiple den frames. So say I mess up and I pass or I lose out on on the frame 1059. I can just skip forward to frame 1866 and I have a shiny again. There's multiple shiny dens in each den. There's multiple shiny frames within each den. So keep that in mind. Now, 1059, it's decent far away, but I'm probably still going to keep this one because I could reset and get 9767 as my first den. But with Raid Finder, basically, if you have the den set specifically to what it is and what mon it will be, it'll tell you what its stats are going to be, what type of shiny, what its nature, what its ability, its gender. It'll tell you all that information. But all this has to be right to get that information. Now, if you don't care about what that is, it doesn't matter what you put in the den. All that matters is your seed. And then all these frames, doesn't matter what's all set, is going to be exactly the same. This stuff in here will always change, but everything else won't. So then you'll skip forward, and then you get your den. So that's basically it, guys. That is how you get your very own shiny den in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So thank you guys so much for watching. The stream is going to continue, but I'm going to be ending this video here. So thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully you guys have luck in capturing your own shiny den. Peace out, guys.